إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونتوب إليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله الله بالهدى رحمة للعالمين فبلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وجاهد في الله حق جهاده حتى أتاه اليقين. أما بعد عباد الله، أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله عز وجل فقد فاز المتقون، وأذكركم ونفسي بقول الله تبارك وتعالى: محمد رسول الله والذين معه أشداء على الكفار رحماء بينهم تراهم ركعا سجدا يبتغون فضلا من الله ورضوانا سيماهم في وجوههم من أثر السجود ذلك مثلهم في التوراة ومثلهم في الإنجيل كزرع أخرج شطأه فآزره فاستغلظ فاستوى على سوقه يعجب الزراع ليغيظ بهم الكفار. وعد الله الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات منهم مغفرة وأجرا عظيما. Dear Muslims, all praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala defined or indicated or identified the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam and his mission in his life. And then those who followed him. محمد رسول الله والذين معه أشداء على الكفار رحماء بينهم. We are talking again about good behavior and seeing the fruit of Islam in our life. And one of these fruit is being kind. And one way to be kind is to give up our opinion. To who? To the believers. Give up an opinion that if we give it up, it will not create any problem in our deen. It will make things better. It will unite us. But if one really wants to be tough and hard and prove that they are strong, we do that when a non-believer tries to make us give up our deen. This is the time a true believer will prove that they are really strong and they are really stubborn and powerful in their principles in their life. But among the believers, always, they will be kind and they will give up. Why? Because they know they are giving up only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's why Abu Ubaidah Amr ibn al-Jarrah, when Amr ibn al-As radiAllahu anhuma, he was sent to the Ghazwa or the battle of Dhatu Salasil. And Amr found that the opponent were so many, so he asked for a supply and more help, more army from the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. And the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam sent to him Aba Ubaidah Amr ibn al-Jarrah. He sent him to him with more army. And when he went, Amr ibn al-As radiallahu anhu said to him, "You have been sent to me as a supply, but I am still the Amir." He wanted to make sure from the beginning we are united. And Abu Ubaidah said to him, "I was sent with another army and I am their Amir." But Amr said, "But you have been sent to me as a supply." So they start to have differences about who will be the Amir and who is meant to be the Amir. But Abu Ubaidah said, Ya Amr ibn al-As, Inna Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ba'athani ilayka wa qala li la takhtalifa wa innaka in asaytani ata'atuk. Abu Ubaidah said this, Oh Amr, the Prophet alayhi salatu wa salam sent me to you, and he told me not to differ among ourselves. So, if you don't obey me, I will obey you. That's what we mean to be kind. And to prove that when we give up or we don't give up, it is only for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are the team who used to be around the Prophet alayhi salatu wa salam. You remember with me last Friday, we lived with one verse from the Quran. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Muhammad alayhi salatu wa salam to talk to mankind and call them and invite them to him. And while he was authorized to do so, he was told the way. Ud'u ila sabili rabbika bil hikmati wal maw'izati al hasana wajadilhum billati hiya ahsan. Anyone who is candidate for this mission, call mankind to Allah. And these are the conditions with hikmah. You must have the knowledge. You must know the way, have the wisdom. You must know who you are talking to. What is their background? You must know the right way into their heart. And use the best words. If you are calling them to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is the conditions. And if argument have to take place, you argue in the best manner. And another ayah reminded him, فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَظًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَانْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. With the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, who used to be called before his message as-Sadiq al-Amin, the trustworthy man, the truthful man. And people used to agree with his judgment. They loved him. Yet, he was told by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you are to be cruel, hard-hearted person, no one will listen to you. No one will learn from you. They will go away from you. So it is a ni'mah to have a merciful heart. To be kind is a ni'mah. And it is adhab and punishment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when he takes that away from somebody. When someone is cruel and difficult to deal with, it is a sign of adhab. Because the Holy Quran said, فَبِمَا نَقْدِهِمْ مِيثَاقَهُمْ لَعَنَّاهُمْ وَجَعَلْنَا قُلُوبَهُمْ قَاسِيَةً. Due to them breaking their covenant and their promises to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah cursed them and keeps them away from His mercy. And what was the adab? وَجَعَلْنَا قُلُوبَهُمْ قَاسِيَةً. He made their heart very hard and cruel. And while somebody has that type of heart, they are ready even to change the Quran and try to translate it the way that will suit their desire. They change the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. يُحَرِّفُونَ الْكَلِمَ عَنْ مَوَاضِعِهِ. So it is a sign of adab when we scan our heart and see that there is no room for the believers in our heart. There is no room for the non-believers in our heart. It is not a good sign. Because the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam was a mercy and gift to all human society. And you remember with me Umar bin Khattab giving his advice from brother to his brother Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, telling him, Iyaka wal-Ghadab. As someone who uses the name of Islam, you keep away from anger. Don't deal with the people when you are angry. Be quiet and calm down so that you don't judge them in a wrong way. Iyaka wal-Ghadab wal-Qalab. And don't worry too much. Wal-Dajjal and frustration. You should not have this type of character in you. وَالتَّعَذِّي بِالنَّاسِ. Don't get annoyed so quickly with the people. Living with the society, you have to be very patient if you use the word Islam. وَالتَّنَكُّرْ لَهُمْ عِنْدَ الْخُصُومَةِ. And when you disagree with them or you have a problem with them, do not deny the good things that have been said in the community and the people. We have no right to take the bad part of people and forget the good side. It's not fair. Umar bin Khattab, radiAllahu anhu, gave this advice to his brother Abu Musa because he is going to deal with the people and with the believers. And from that, you remember with me when the Muslims decided one man will speak on our behalf. In order to be successful in what message we want to give to anyone and to the world, we have to get together and discuss among ourselves and choose who will speak and who will pass on the message. And that was Ja'far ibn Abi Talib, the man who we didn't talk a lot about him last time. And we want to live today, inshallah, in this Friday, learning from his life. How come he ended up being among those who embraced and had their destiny, the Shahada? He was chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be a Shaheed. And he embraced that. We cannot decide to be a Shaheed. Shahada is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَلِيَتَّخِذَ مِنْكُمْ شُهَدَاءَ. What happened in Uhud, all the events that, for so many reasons, and one reason is that Allah will choose among you who will be the Shaheed. And Ja'far ibn Abi Talib. How come the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam told the world, told the Sahaba that Ja'far ibn Abi Talib, he saw him flying with the Malaika in paradise and he had 2 wings. What gave him the 2 wings? It is his dedication and truthfulness to the promise he made between him and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. مِنَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ رِجَالٌ صَدَقُوا مَا عَاهَدُوا اللَّهَ عَلَيْهِ فَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ قَضَى نَحْبَهُ وَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ يَنْتَظِرُ. He wanted to be among these people. When he came back after 10 years from Africa, and he heard about what happened to his brothers, within 10 years, who are the Sahaba who died in the Battle of Badr or Uhud? Ja'far wasn't there. He was in Africa. He migrated with his wife, Asma bint Umays, and the other Sahaba. He was allowed to go there for the safety of his deen. They wanted to be somewhere where they can practice Islam fully. That's why they sacrificed everything and they went there. And when they went there, we know what happened. Quraysh, the people of Mecca, sent an ambassador to Africa to see the king of Habasha that time. And all they want the Muslims back. They want to take them back to the prison, the wide prison of Mecca that time. The whole city was a prison because there was no room for the Muslims. They have been tortured. And they preferred to go to Africa for the sake of their deen, ready to lose anything but not Islam. And they sent Amr ibn al-As and Abdullah ibn Abi Rabi'ah. Before both of them become Muslims, they used to work together against Islam. But we never know what is hidden for everybody. If you look at these 2 people and judge them at that time, we will say the worst people for the Muslims. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows who deserve what. And Amr ibn al-As, he tried his best to make the king hate the Muslims. He tried his best to use his words and his friendship between him and Najashi to get the Muslims back. But he didn't succeed. And he didn't give up. He tried again. And he promised to his friend Abdullah, I will go back to the king and tell him what the Muslims say about Isa, Prophet Isa alayhi salam. And I'm sure when the king hears that, he will give them away. But Abdullah said to him, don't do that. These people are our relatives. Even if they have different faith to us, we should not go that low. Let it go Amr. But he said, no way. I will make the earth quake under their feet. And I will make the king throw them away. And when he went back truly, and he wanted another meeting with the king to tell him something that will make him upset about the Muslims. And what is that? They are saying something terrible about Isa alayhi salam. And the Muslims start to discuss among themselves what will happen now. But they decided the only thing can save us is the truth. We have to hold on to our principles. That is the only way to be saved. What will we say? Because Amr said, if these Muslims say to the king that they don't believe in Isa as son of God, they will be in trouble. So they have two choices, and each of them is bitter. You say what you really believe in Isa, that he is not son of God, he is not God, he is a servant and worshipper and messenger of Allah. And if they say that, the king will be angry. Or they say what will please the king, what will please mankind. And saying that, they will be out of Islam if they start to say Isa is the son of God or he is God. But they come to know that truly Islam will save us, nothing else. The truth will let us out of any problem. And they told that to the king. And when the king heard it, he said, that is what Isa said about himself too. And he sent Amr and his friend back to Mecca with nothing. The Muslims lived in Abyssinia for 10 years and everything was fine. After 10 years, they went back to Medina. And when they went back to Medina, the Prophet ﷺ was so happy. At the same year, the 7th year of the Hijrah, the migration, when Khutba was opened, and Jafar came back, to happiness to the Prophet ﷺ, and he was very happy with both news. But in a few months' time, what happened? Another attack has been prepared against the Muslims, the Roman, and the Prophet ﷺ pointed at Jafar again. You guys came from Africa, waiting for Allah will never stop. Get ready again to leave. Now Islam needs your muscle and your blood. And Jafar was ready to give it. And he went to the Battle of Mota. And we know what happened, of course. 200,000 non-Muslims against 3,000 Muslims. It was very difficult. But a believer will never give up. The real life for them was when they see themselves living or dying to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that was the real life. They used to believe the real life is when they fulfill the mission of their life in this dunya. No other meaning for life to them. And Jafar bin Abi Talib, radiAllahu anhu, the man who Abu Huraira used to call him our father, the father of the needy people. With his struggle to migrate for Islam and do anything for Islam, at home he was one of the best people to the needy people and the poor people, to the extreme that they used to call him Abul Masakin, the father of the poor people. And when he died, everybody cried. The Prophet ﷺ cried. His wife cried. The people of Medina, the poor people cried because their father has gone. And this name was one of the 4 things Amr ibn al-As himself used to love the people of Rome because of 4 things. When Al-Mustawrid Al-Fahri said to Amr ibn al-As one day, تَقُومُ السَّاعَةُ وَالرُّومُ أَكْثَرُ النَّاسِ. By the time of the judgment day, the European people will be the majority. Amr ibn al-As said to him, أَبْصِرْ مَا تَقُولُ. Watch what you are saying. Al-Mustawrid said to him, أقول لك ما سمعت من رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. What I'm telling you is not from me. I heard it from the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام, that by the time of the Qiyamah, the Romans will be the majority in this world. And the Romans mean the American, the European, we call them the Romans. And then Amr said, إن كنت قلت ذلك, if you have said this, إن فيهم لخصالا أربعا. I like 4 things in these people, the European people. They have 4 good things in them. إنهم أسرع الناس كرة بعد ثرة. These people are the fastest people to fix their problems. And what he means is that, for example, if they have been defeated in war, or there is a problem, disaster happened, quickly they will fix it up. They know what to do next. They are calm and they work together and they discuss. This is how they're together. They get things done quickly. If any problem, it will be done. But when people are not together, you can see something maybe very simple, broken or lying around, but nobody will care about it. Nobody will think even of repairing it. Why? Because they are not together and you don't know whose job is what and who is responsible. But these people are so organized. Amr ibn As, he loved that in these people. They don't give up and they know what to do next when something bad happens. إنهم أسرع الناس كرة بعد فرة وإنهم لأحلم الناس عند فتنة. When there is a problem, social problem, a disaster or confusion, straight away they will calm down and use their mind and their wisdom. They don't use emotion. So they know how to tackle the problem and how to deal with it. They don't use the emotion and start fighting amongst themselves. No. وَإِنَّهُمْ لَخَيْرُ النَّاسِ لِمِسْكِينٍ. One good thing also in them, they are the best people towards the needy, towards the weak people, towards the disabled people, and so on. And we can imagine in some, if not all, Muslim countries, for example, what is the situation of the disabled people? It's left up to the father or to the mother. If you have a disabled child or something like that, it is you and your problem. The government will not interfere. Just like that, it doesn't even exist. But with the European, not like that. They will make the disabled people feel great. If somebody have no legs, they will organize something for them to have fun and feel proud that they don't have legs. But they are not low because of that. If somebody have no eyes or so on, they still feel like my life and the Prime Minister is equal, same thing. I can tell him what I want and he has to listen to me. That's what I mean when you talk about these people. وَخَيْرُ النَّاسِ لِمِسْكِينٍ. And then Amr ibn al-As said, وَرَابِعَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ جَمِيلًا. One more thing beautifully in them, أَبْعَدُ النَّاسِ عَنْ ظُلْمِ الْحُكَامِ. These people, their leaders, don't do wrong to them. Don't torture them or kill them. And we can see what really does that mean. We can get this meaning when one of the poets said, في بلاد الكافرين, in the non-Muslim countries, يبصق المرء في وجوه الحاكمين. People, what they do, they even spit on the face of the leaders. ويجازى بالغرامة. And all what will happen, they will be fined. Maybe they will be punished financially, but physically no. They will not be tortured or killed because they spit or shout on the Prime Minister or something like that. This is what happened in the European countries. وفي بلاد المسلمين يبصق المرء دما تحت سياط الحاكمين. In the Muslim countries, People are spitting blood under the whip and the torture of the rulers. وَيَرَى يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ, and they even get killed. عندما ينثر ماء الورد والحين بلا إذن على وجه أمير المؤمنين. Why they go through that? Because they did something good, but without the permission of the leader or the Amir al-Mu'mineen. They will see death. That's what we can see in the Muslim countries. What happened to the people who resist the government? They will die. Not only them, the entire family will be destroyed. These are the leaders of the Muslim countries. So Amr bin As, he was right. And that's how Islam told us to be. To tell the good about people, whoever they are, and praise it. And say the wrong about people, whoever they are, and condemn them. So that man, he praised the people who take care of the poor people. It is the same man who was against the man who was good for the poor people. Jafar bin Abi Talib, Abu Masakin. But that was once upon a time in the days of the darkness. And that was one of the things Amr bin As used to remember, and he cried and he asked Allah forgiveness that he is dying with sins in the past. He remembered all of these points in his life. So Jafar bin Abi Talib, a man who sacrificed a lot until the day when he had and embraced his destiny, the whole society cried. And the Prophet ﷺ said, لِمِثْلِ جَعْفَرَ فَلْتَبْكِ الْبَوَاكِ. Someone like this, when they really die, it will crying for them. We should not cry, but this is something emotional. The value of people, it comes to our heart when they depart from this dunya, and then we can see their greatness. And Jafar bin Abi Talib was among these people. We want this type of credit from the Muslims who we live with before we die, so that we have another name and dua from them while we have been forgotten in the soil. And the good people remember us and pray for us, inshallah. بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن الحكيم وجعلنا وإياكم من الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله ثم الحمد لله. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. عباد الله، قال تعالى: إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم اجعل سريرتنا خيرا من علانيتنا واجعل علانيتنا صالحة وأعنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك وأحسن ختامنا وأخرجنا من الدنيا مسلمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. عباد الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. وأقم الصلاة.